Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Connection with the Weekly Comic Roundup. We made it part of the way through already. Let's kick things off, though, with Black Panther number 9. Where we left off, Black Panther and Besa had learned more about the goings-on, about the plans that were being put into place by Baba Nakisu and those supporting him, including Cartier St. Croix. So the issue begins with T'Challa talking to Shuri, telling him what he's learned. Namely that apparently that Baba Nakisu was working on what appeared was developing a space station of sorts, along with help from funding from Cartier St. Croix, and everyone who has been helping, everyone involved, however, seems to have disappeared. But he's also been going back over footage from Baba Nakisu's final moments, and T'Challa notices there are traces of some kind of energy signature that's unrecognizable to him, something not of this plane. Sure, it's just possibly something ghostly. But she was able to dig something up from the classified Royal Archive based on the information T'Challa gave her about Kibu-Ma. Real name was Ndozi. Ran the Atut Zarazi under King Metelli. Disappeared one day, left behind rumors of heinous acts. So he should be long dead. Though Shuri points out that things are not always as they seem. T'Challa shares what he's learned with Besa. Besa is looking for a friend of hers, however. Samari. And though Samari appears to have become wealthy, both Samari and Besa were experts at buying and selling of secrets, except that Besa did it for jilted lovers and worried parents, whereas Samari seemed to be doing it for less scrupulous parties. But T'Challa gets a call on Iza's phone. Fiza, his employer, wishes him to come quickly, as Ndozi has gone missing. So, not the Dozy. Niobe. Niobe is missing. Niobe was kidnapped last issue by one of the Nikisu's criminal rivals. They apparently have kidnapped a bunch of civilians to utilize for basically to try and figure out what the Nikisus are up to. And so Niobe is dropped off at Sologon Cemetery. Of course, his captors don't realize, however, that he used to play there as a child. So, and the cemetery doesn't change much. However, in the cemetery, Alini Nakisu is talking with the spirit of her father, as well, the form that Kivu-Ma has taken to and basically entice her to work with him much as her father did. Kivuma basically shows her how he actually is, and Nakula, eater of souls, which it turns out that the space station is for that Baba Nakisu had built with the aid with the financial backing of others, including Cartier St. Croix, is for Kibuma. T'Challa goes to see Faiza as himself, not his eyes, and explains that he is eyes. But getting some information from Faiza about what's happened, T'Challa and Besa go to find Niobe. First dealing with his kidnappers. While Niobe makes his way to the mausoleum in the cemetery that where Alina Nakisu and Kibuma are talking, while Kibuma and Alina presents him as a soul to eat, but Kibuma says that he prefers the souls of the opportunistic and selfish. Niobe will do. T'Challa and Besa make their way through the cemetery to the mausoleum, with Kibuma being quite happy to have the, as he puts it, traitorous Black Panther right there. And he intends to make T'Challa pay for the sins of his forefathers and make way for Wakanda's true protector, himself. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting. I do appreciate the fact that but Wakanda's pre-established advancement when it comes to space is still being considered canonical. Too often, when one writer ends their run on a book after making huge additions to the lore of a comic, those changes often get pushed aside by future creators. But I honestly really like the fact that that Wakanda's intergalactic empire is still being focused on or still being utilized by writers post Ta-Nehisi Coates. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Blade, number 8. Where we left off, Blade had basically an idea on how to potentially take down the Adana by recruiting an army from Hell. This was after the chat with Bruce Banner. But the issue opens with in Los Angeles with Blade going to visit Satana Hellstrom. Basically, he can, with the hope that she will send him to hell, not without killing him, obviously. But it's explained that sending him will be easy. Getting him out, not so much. He'll need someone that he'll need a tether. Someone he trusts, who trusts him. So, and clearly Satana doesn't qualify. And so he asks his ally Rotha. She agrees to help. And so, Satana performs a ritual, sending Blade to hell. He arrives at the Circle of Desolation, dealing with the walls of souls. He encounters Abrath the Collector, explains what he's doing there. Abrath doesn't care though, and well, Blade is smart to say, hey, if the Adana succeeds in her plan, she's gonna basically, make a new hell on Earth, which will and then take over this hell, and well, Abrath won't be lord of anything. So Abrath states that fear can be sparked in him. As Abrath tries to take Blade, however, he's saved by the spirit of Draven, Rotha's father. Blade and Draven talk. Draven once again suggests the sword of Lucifer, but well, Blade explains that the Adana has a sword now. But Blade asks if Draven could destroy the Adana, and well, he thinks that with her power growing, if he were her, he doesn't know. So Blade asks if the two of them could destroy her, if he can get Draven's soul out of hell. Draven thinks it's possible. Together, as he will only be a spirit and won't have much time. However, Draven points out that this time Blade will have to listen to him. And so the issue ends with Blade returning from hell with Draven's spirit. Which Rotha basically gets to see her father's spirit after, as she was there with Blade. Excuse me, when he was sent to hell by Satana. Good issue. Should be interesting to see how the Adana is eventually handled. The next issue tease kind of hints that we're moving towards the end game of the Adana story, so we'll see. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, #1. This kind of continues the basically kind of moves along the same path as the Scarlet Witch series that came out last year by Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver writer Steve Orlando. And so the issue begins. Wanda and Pietro are working together to stop a satellite, basically to save the inhabitants of an extra-dimensional satellite that has it's called the Sky Piercer. It's a dimensional scanning station, and it's hurtling toward Lockkill. But Quicksilver is trying to get the people of Lockkill out of the way. And as Wanda basically disperses sends the satellite back to its home dimension, atom by atom, the clerics aboard it are dropped from midair, with Quicksilver cushioning their fall. While everything was going on, a box was delivered to the Emporium, and so Wanda and Pietro both take a look as it's addressed to both of them. From what Pietro can tell, it's in the writing on the box is in Magneto's handwriting. But Wanda manages to open it. There's a letter inside. Wanda reads the letter, and while initially Pietro makes it he has no interest in it, well, the moment Wanda destroys the letter and prevents him from reading it, his interest is piqued. They argue about it. It's making sure Wanda's trying to protect Pietro from what the contents of the letter. But Pietro runs off. Wanda is not too happy about everything, but she's letting her emotions kind of get the better of her for the moment, and so she brings herself in with some help from Darcy and stops things from getting real bad. But we see Pietro running all over the place. We get the Bering Sea, the North Pacific Ocean, New York City, the Tyrrhenian Sea, Budapest, Gulf of Mexico, Arizona, Gulf of California. Wanda tries to calm him down, but he just tosses his phone. One has to wonder where he keeps it, but yeah. Wanda does some further investigation, some further mystical investigation on the box, and being that looks like an angel, we wanted to it's so big it's endless, and then realize it's endless. Is what she sees being kind of being the source of who sent the box. In the Northwest Territories, Peter's still running, but a bunch of high-tech armed goons are waiting for him, and they shoot him. Not with a bullet, but with an anti-gravity pellet, and he starts to float upwards. But the field leader, these guys aren't the bad guy. Well, the primary bad guys. They're the henchmen of the primary bad guy. But Wanda tells Darcy a bit about when Magneto killed Pietro back in House of M. As she's talking over her, she's hit with a dart when the actual villain shows up. The Wizard, Bentley Whitman. But apparently, he no longer leads the Frightful Four, but rather the Frightful 400. And he's brought 4 of those 400 with him, and, well, Wanda dispatches them. which is fine if he's got 396 more, and he points out that he's no longer battling women. He's a wizard, legally, logistically, and literally. But whereas when Wanda saw the Endless, she looked away. Wizard looked deeper, finding truths of the end, and Wanda's in the way. The Dart has made it so she can't remember spells, but and so he tries to set the Emporium on fire, but Wanda swallows the flames, and she manages to fight back, but Wizard points out he's seen what will be, and the real truth of the angel he saw is the grand design of things, bigger than we can comprehend, and the chaos that Wanda spreads simply can't be allowed. She points out that chaos is life, it's freedom, but he adds that that's not the case for much longer. And that is where the issue ends. Interesting start to things. And yes, the anti-gravity pellet that Quicksilver says is designed to basically get him into orbit. So basically he's going to be... saving him will be part of Wanda's motivation of the series, obviously. Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we've got Darth Vader number 43. Where we left off, Darth Vader had been seemingly recruited into the Schism Imperial, along with his Shanghaied group of corrupted rebel cyborgs. The issue begins, however, on Coruscant a month ago at ISB headquarters. Admiral Korlek, Agent Fabarian, Governor Tadlaza, and Councilor Zanto are all brought before some Administrator Sly Moore. Their crimes are brought up. The Admiral allowed his Star Destroyer to be overtaken by the droid Scourge, but the Admiral states that he saved the executive from destruction. His own ship wasn't controlled until Lord Vader broke the quarantine. He's a full investigation would prove this was Vader's fault. Agent Fabarian launched an independent investigation into the destruction of sectors 35 and 36 alongside the Imperial Palace, despite orders to report to a new assignment on Skako Minor. But the agent states that Lord Vader was present at the scene, but the official reports do not mention him. And Governor Tadlaza was found to be colluding with Crimson Dawn agents. She said that it was at the command of the Emperor. And apparently she also allowed the destruction of a billion credit facility, which she points out Lord Vader destroyed the facility. Perhaps the blame should be with him. Finally, Councilor Zanto embezzled thousands of credits over the course of 10 years. To which he states he kept only 10% for himself, the rest went to members of the Imperial Court, as per long-standing tradition. He feels confident that that can be cleared up with a call to the palace, and he's not blaming the whole thing on Lord Vader. But some Administrator Moore suggests that maybe they should, if any of them have an issue with their charges, maybe they can talk to the Emperor. Only Councilman Zato steps forward. And he's promptly killed by Slymore. While the other three are welcomed to the Schism Imperial. So they will return to their lives as if they've been more ever spoke. They will accept penalties and demotions. Admiral's promoted to captain. The agent is demoted to from field work to more administrative position, and Governor Tablaza is apparently placed in at a labor prison. But some Administrator Moore states that they need to keep themselves ready. The Empire is vast and they are tiny, which is the only way they can escape detection and win. But if they're noticed, they're on their own. First, Vader goes after Tablaza with his with the hardcore. They're called, right? But she fights them off. Vader also slices one of the hands of her armor and literally pulls her out of it. So, some Administrator Moore is watching and congratulates the governor on a good job against Vader, and then explains that Vader has joined the Schism. Tablaza asks why they're fighting, why the games, and Vader states that Tablaza has chosen to betray the Emperor, which means that she could choose to betray him, and now she will not, because she will remember that moment and know what will happen if she dares to do so. Tablaza points out that the last time they met, Vader threatened her with his power, but only succeeded in nearly destroying himself. Also adding that the Emperor was always stronger than him and always had more control. Tablaza says that he could kill her, but why should she believe that Vader can destroy the Emperor? And Vader states that she's grown braver in her disgrace. And is cut off by one of the cybernetic rebels has managed to retake control of their body, but Vader manages to it's Markor, but Vader's managed to reassert control. In the Outer Rim, Kitster is basically those that stood with Vader against Governor Tablaza previously are working on a machine similar to what Tablaza was working on. Kitster wants to be sure that the plans for the machine are doesn't want to, basically wants to keep the machine out of Imperial hands. However, Vader and his Markor show up. Vader wants the machine activated. Governor Tablaza shows up, pointing out there were lots of failsafes involved, so, let's make sure that it works as it's intended to. And the machine sucks all the life force from the planet. But Kitster doesn't understand what. Vader freed them from Tablaza, saying that he'd bring order. Though Vader says that order comes from power. And that is where the issue ends. And that is going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.